Hello, this is Henry Halliday, and again I want to welcome you to the continued series of Updating Technology podcasts. This is number 13, and I am enthused by you joining me again today. First, let's take a quick review across the technologies. Financial. We are still waiting for news of the new U.S. virtual currency, that is, cryptocurrency, after the President announced an assignment of tasks to the U.S. Treasury, Central Bank, and other relevant agencies several months ago. I believe this issue has been superseded by the current budget expenditure issues, which include significant debates and disagreements between the President and Congress and within the Congress itself. A government shutdown could result if no agreement is reached and submitted by Congress to the President. Manufacturing. Almost all manufacturing is back to normal, although workers with appropriate skills are still in high demand, and many suppliers are having difficulty getting the materials necessary for their products. Business. Several large companies have declared bankruptcy, while others have continued to close stores to consolidate, while the government is taking the initiative to ensure railroad safety after many incidents have recently occurred. Medical. Improved camera resolution has resulted in an increased use of artificial intelligence for detailed analysis to help doctors who are already overburdened. The advantage of AI is obvious in that investigation/analysis can proceed offline while doctors can serve patients' needs. Security. Many home sensors, cameras, and other devices for home use have appeared. In some cases, artificial intelligence may be employed to aid monitoring and reduce false alerts, especially where direct alerts to police is still an issue because of false alarms. A charge may be levied against the alert broadcaster or the user who is supplying them if a false alarm causes a misdistribution of force. Communication. Improved output power for 5G and extension of 6G is beginning to give a positive outlook to vehicle communication for collision avoidance due to the reduced latency, that is, reduced time from potential detections to alerts. Again, the use of AI is hoping to help processing multidimensional sensing and alerts in near real time. Because latency is such a major issue, a reduced set of AI processing algorithms within vehicles may be sought. Aerospace. It seems that the race back to the moon is speeding up. In spite of the Russian lander crashing into the moon, the India lander was successful in completing the landing and joining the Chinese lander. These are all robotic attempts to sample the lunar soil, specifically at the South Pole, which is believed to have ice, which could provide much needed water, which, after decomposition, could provide a source of rocket fuel for future exploration directly from the moon, in addition to providing human product water. Computing. The latest rage in the commercialization of artificial intelligence, that is AI, into web search engines such as GPT is become a controversial topic. One issue is how to prevent misuse of such artificial applications to facial and audio, masking to create synthetic announcements, facial warnings, verbal messaging, and other fake broadcasts which could be taken as real. Consideration being given to approve seals within proper communications. However, a regulated communication process could work in a free society, which would be like 1984 condition. Maybe an AI approach to police aid is required. Robotics. There's an increase making more mobile robots to increase the flexibility of use and better interaction and cooperation with human workers. Adaptive robots using AI are being designed to adapt for follow-on use to reduce the overall long-term costs and reduce the time to implement. Introduction of robots to reduce human labor is being considered by the government for a new employee tax, where live employees are replaced or supplemented. Let's take a more specific look at some technologies. Financial. With inflation apparently under control, the Fed has temporarily stopped the raising of interest rates, although reserving additional rate increases if the economy shows too much expansion. The real issue is the continuing increase in consumer prices at the supermarket, gasoline pumps, and consumer outlets. The heat wave, fires, and drought in many regions of the USA and the world is decreasing supplies in food products, lumber, and other building materials and labor. Cryptocurrencies. To date, there has been little information from the government on progress toward the implementation of a digital dollar. There seems to be a proliferation of doomsday seers stating that all money in the banks will be taken from consumers by the U.S. government. Maybe a bigger issue might be what will happen to all the U.S. coinage and paper money circulating in the world today. A real concern should be the U.S. government spending in trillions of dollars. Somewhere the term balanced budget seems to be lost in the concern over environment, the Russian war, big business financial incentives, particularly in the semiconductor and non-polluting energy generation. No one seems to be talking about what the next generations will have to pay. Manufacturing and business technology. Manufacturing and warehousing is adapting to reduce labor pool by integrating more robots and interaction with humans to work cooperatively rather than as separate entities. As an example, warehouse handoff of physical distribution collection of items is handed over to mobile robots on wheels that can perform the get and put physical actions. People alongside work with the aid of wireless computer resources to handle the overall assignment of resources and products. Transportation. The main issue is getting back skilled employees who drive trucks, buses, trains, and planes that make smooth distribution of products and people. Automation is helping, but so far inadequate results to replace people involvement is still an issue. A major issue also has been raised where truckers are parking their trucks while taking breaks. Most roads can't support both sides of the roads filled with parked trucks, and there have been accidents as a result of this issue. Trucks are also filling rest stops where people would normally park, and there is no parking with take a few trucks. This safety issue is no easy technology answer. Robotics. Significant advances are starting to appear in the vehicle, aircraft, and marine worlds. Wheeled robots have been used for some time now, but legged robots are advanced to the point where they are starting to appear, particularly in the lift, move, and place operations. Again, AI is being used to allow adaptive applications to appear, but more will be in future forecasts. Medical. Robots are helping in hospitals, but progress is slow due to the expense and the utility features. New surgical robotic aids are being introduced to help in complex surgical operation cases. Security. Work is still continuing to provide a more secure internet and includes more robust network activity monitoring. More on artificial applications are inevitable. Artificial intelligence. Most advances have been in warehouse utility, vehicle manufacturing, quality control, welding, and part sorting. The use of a limited set of AI algorithms, which doesn't require large data resources is a big issue for mobile applications such as automobiles, air taxis, and other personal vehicles where gigabit communication on a continual basis is not practical. More on reduced AI discussion will be held later. Home automation. There have been no significant breakthroughs in this area due to cost, lack of security, utility, and integration issues. There seems to be a concentration of sales for cameras, monitor alarm systems, and sensors, but little effort making sure that all elements work together in a cost-effective manner. I personally have used a combination of wired and wireless sensors, cameras, and networking together with several PC and Apple products to operate my security and monitoring systems. In addition, a significant amount of my interior lighting is also controlled by low data rate Z-Wave controllers or built-in programmable wall switches. I will admit I use both mechanical and electronic switches for my outside low voltage lighting due to weather conditions that vary significantly over the year, especially winter conditions. Energy technology, solar. Here's where a large amount of energy can be saved, but the real issue is the variation of available energy depending on location. That is, the variance of how much sunlight is available per day. New technology allows the production of thin solar panels, which reduce the installation cost and improves the flexibility depending on the roof configuration. Improved solar panel efficiency also helps to provide more output per square foot. Wind. Depending on the geographic location, the variation in production can be significant. A large amount of real estate is also required, which then favors sea-based applications. This has created a new industry, servicing the sea-based, wind-based installations using the same ships that have been servicing offshore oil rigs for years. This has accelerated shipbuilding since there is an increasing number of sea-based windmills that require frequent service calls to be maintained and expect to provide the expected reliability and efficient output power. Geothermal. We don't hear much of this because it's not very practical when very deep drilling is required and may not be worth the large initial expense. Nuclear. Here is where the return for what has been called limited fusion may help. A small reactor facility that takes only weeks to build, has a smaller footprint, and does not have any waste, in addition to lasting indefinitely, has been shown to be feasible. A startup would use spent uranium from current reactors, and a demonstration facility has been constructed to demonstrate that capability. Well, this will have to do it for the 13th podcast. I hope that you enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you with the next update. Thanks for joining me today.